Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is Wednesday. Of course, it's Wednesday, and we continue the kickoff and celebration of Women's International Month. Yesterday was Women's Day. Welcome to the Inner Circle podcast. One of my favorite women, Melanie. How are you?
I'm giving you Rosie the Riveter realness today. If you don't know who Rosie the Riveter is, you're ignorant. No, I'm kidding. She's the strong lady with the "We Can Do It" poster. She's amazing. I wanted to be here for Halloween, but hi, how are you? How's your day? Love your shirt.
I am great, and yeah, I'm representing some
Oh
women
my
who are all about
birthday.
girl power, the Spice Girls. Yesterday we took a poll, and shout out to there's a lot of Spice Girls fans out there, so shout out to the people who definitely gave love for the Spice Girls and took our poll. But internet, we'll get into International Women and all that stuff. But how was your weekend? How was your this past weekend for you?
My weekend was great. I hung out with my best friend, and he cooked for me. No, my weekend was fun. It was chill. I think it was a nice Sunday. Little girl talk, little pickup cat.
Catch
What is
up.
it? Catch up. I don't
Hmm.
remember what I did Saturday, but yeah, it was really nice. It's crazy how nice the weather was this weekend, and then you got fucking rain and snow and sleet today.
Yup.
Crazy.
Yup. It's crazy.
This this New York weather is keeping me on my toes.
Listen, this weather. But yeah, we had a little powwow this week.
Little
Again, Sunday,
shindig.
like you said, was like 70. Like it was warm. It was like whoa. Um, but also this weekend was a big release of something that I went to see like Friday, the Batman. Um, what are have you seen it? Are you planning on seeing it?
I want to see it. I plan on seeing it. I'm just going to give it a little bit because I keep hearing conflicting reviews. I hear good reviews like, "Oh my god, it was great. It was amazing." And then I hear reviews that it wasn't all that and that Rob Patterson
Pattinson, yeah,
Pattinson
Robert Pattinson.
wasn't he didn't he's not the best Batman, but there have been so many greats and I'm biased because I love my favorite Batman of all time is Christian Bale and George Clooney.
What? Okay,
Yes.
no, no.
What?
I blow your spot up, but you was one of the people that
One of
voted
my favorite
no.
movies. One of my favorite Batman movies is the one with Alicia Silverstone
Yeah, all right.
and the Hot Robin and George
Chris
Clooney.
O'Donnell. I get it.
Chris
Okay,
O'Donnell.
Batman and Robin, and okay. In ways, I agree with you because I love women and I love Batgirl. Like when Batgirl, like when she's in the episodes of the animated series, I'm more excited. Or even the old Batman with Adam West. But anyways, I love Batgirl, so I was excited for that part four. But at that point, for me, being a huge Batman fan, and my original and will always be my number one Batman
Michael
is Michael
Keaton.
Keaton.
We
Like,
know this. You're
yes,
dating
from
yourself.
Batman and Batman Returns. So the
I
biggest
was
movies,
gonna mention him
classics.
too.
I'm sorry, you don't hear no one saying, "Oh yeah, Batman," and Val Kilmer comes to mind. You don't really hear a lot of people say,
I
"Oh,
like him. He's
Batman," and
hot.
then George Clooney
He
comes to mind.
was.
He was, yeah, they were, yeah. I mean,
Um, I don't
Christian
know.
Bale and Michael Keaton are the ones that are up there. Like, of course, people would say Christian Bale now because I feel like it's maybe some of Gen Z that were born and like caught, this newer Batman. But I think for the older generation from us and some true millennials, for me or for us is Michael Keaton.
I don't think that the new. I don't think Gen Z or not Gen Z, like the new the yeah Gen Z. They don't really know who Christian Bale is. They didn't
But they
watch
know more
American
of that
Psycho.
Dark Knight. But they know more of that Dark Knight and that Batman. That's the Batman they got growing up as little
I feel like
five,
they
six
know
year
Ben
olds.
Affleck Batman, not
Oh God,
yeah. I don't think they know
the
Christian
worst.
Bale. Now, if you were to say, I feel he wasn't. I don't think he was the worst, but he wasn't the best. I
Who, Ben
think
Affleck?
yeah,
The
yeah, he
worst.
was the worst. But I don't think Christian Bale was like that. I don't think he was bad. I think he's good. Don't come
No,
for my
no, no, no.
Aquarius brother.
No, no, no. I don't. No, no, no. I'm not saying Christian Bale was bad. I enjoy those movies. I watch those movies. But for me,
Mhm.
my Batman's always gonna be Michael Keaton. Um, Now back to Robert Pattinson. We did a poll on our Instagram. It was it was a neck, almost close.
Mhm.
Some people, it was pretty close. 50 something percent was here for Robert Pattinson as D Batman, and about 40 something was not there for it. Um, I seen it, and I thought he did a good job. Like honestly, when it was announced and all that good stuff. I'm like, ew, Robert
Did
Pattinson,
he bulk
Twilight.
up? Because he reminds me, he's very puny. Well, in Twilight, he was very
But
puny.
this is the thing, and I'm trying to, without messing anything up here, because you know, I'm trying to do tech stuff and show you guys
So we
all the
got in
good
the
stuff.
comments. We got in the comments that the movie was amazing. Rob's Batman is supposed to be different, like Heath Ledger's Joker and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. That yeah, I feel like people shouldn't compare. Yes, I love the black background. People shouldn't compare the different actors because when you're watching the movie, shouldn't the movie be? Aren't the movies not continuations? Are they their own different like movies? Correct me if I'm wrong in the
Of which
comments.
one? Of
Of
which
all the
one?
Batman movies, like if it was a continuation, shouldn't they just continuously use the same Batman over and over, the same actors,
Well, to
like
me,
Marvel does? Unless I
gotcha,
just like
gotcha.
Marvel more.
Well, really quick, and I don't know if the image is up now, but
Hmm.
Robert Pattinson, he kind of resembled this Batman, which is from for the real Batman fans. This is Batman Beyond, and it's not actually Bruce Wayne. It's Terry McGinnis, the future. Basically, you see Bruce Wayne standing next to him. But when I finally watched the movie, I'm like, you know what? He kind of resembles the Batman from Batman Beyond. I don't know if there's any Batman geeks watching that may attest to this or agree with this, but I think he did a great job. He was dark and broody, and again, it's called The Batman. And for me, it's going back to his start. Like he's young, like it's a younger version of Batman. So I thought he did great. I was scared because again, he came from Twilight, and I'm like, oh Lord, Twilight. But he did a good job.
Which one?
I think
I
he did
like
a good job.
Twilight.
No, I watch all the Twilights too, but you know that could be that's still soap opera. And like, oh, all the girls. I was like,
You
oh
know
my
what's crazy?
god.
I feel like the drama behind Twilight with Kristen Stewart and her cheating on Homeboy, like overpowered the actual Twilight series to me. Like it tainted it. But
Mm.
no, I want to see it. Who's down to take me to see it?
The
All
thing
right, I'm
is
down.
3 hours.
I know it's 2 hours and 56 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. I need to be on like a fucking
A Red
one of
Bull or
my gym.
something.
Yeah, Red Bull, or a gym pill or something.
No, listen, I forgot it was 3 hours or 2 hours and 56 minutes. It was a good movie, but I'm sorry, they could have gotten away with 2 hours and 20
That's one
minutes.
thing that I heard, that there's an ending and then it continues. Like, why would you stop after an hour? There is an ending, and then they decided to like
Yeah.
continue on the ending.
Yes, and it
I will
introduces
say,
basically what who the villain's gonna be for next part, which we all know what's coming. Ha
okay,
ha
well,
ha.
without making it obvious, because I haven't seen it, I do want to see it more so for Zoe Kravitz, because I love her. I'm
Yes.
obsessed with her,
And
and I think
I gotta say, she did good too as Catwoman. I'm proud.
mm-hmm,
Because no one will
yeah,
ever be my Michelle Pfeiffer. Not even you,
good
Halle Berry.
job.
I'm
Not
sorry, girl.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Not even you could do it, Halle, and I love you. But Zoe, I watched it and I didn't look at her. I was like, Zoe. Actually, I did come at points, although I knew that was Zoe Kravitz's daughter. But do you feel Zendaya and Zoe Kravitz kind of look alike or
Look,
resemble each
no,
other or something? No? No? Okay, maybe I'm the
I
only one.
love Zendaya. I love Zendaya, and I can't say it
Maybe because they're both
anymore.
skinny. I don't
But
know.
Zendaya has like she reminds me, and she's a beautiful girl, but she has like
They
a
both
Cabbage
are.
Patch face, like it's very round. And Zoe has a very like structured, like sharp face, like fit, like thinner, I guess. I don't know, but no, they don't resemble each other. But I did someone so Jay saying in the comments, Colin Farrell was great as Penguin. He was. I
Oh
heard
my
a lot of
god.
good things, but he didn't look nothing like
Yo,
himself.
thank God. Okay, for whoever brought that up,
Jay.
I'm blown because yes, I forgot Colin Farrell was playing the Penguin. But listen, he did that good, Melanie. I forgot I was watching. I forgot that was Colin Farrell. I totally forgot,
I
and I
love
love him.
Colin Farrell.
Ooh, I love him. I love that video too.
I
With
know.
Nicole Nara.
The rain, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, Brittany's the lucky girl of whatever one time she got in there. But um, oh my god, I forgot. Kudos to Colin Farrell. Like I forgot he was also in that movie, and he did a great job as the Penguin. He did amazing. Because totally forgot that was him. Totally forgot.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it. It could have been like 2 hours and 20 minutes, or at the most 2 hours and 30 minutes. At the most.
Yeah.
But so we'll
Oh, well.
see. We're definitely gonna be seeing more Batmans because it was pretty big, the biggest movie so far this year. Shout out to DC. I'm excited. Us DC people, Batman doing us good because all these other DCs. But now let's get to women. Yesterday was Women's Day. I mean, it's Women's International Month, but yesterday was
Women's International Day.
Day.
It kicked it off.
Yes. So there was a lot of energy online. A lot of people posting and stuff. What yesterday meant to you, Melanie, and what are some women that have been influential in your life?
So before I even answer that, I did want to say that International Women's Day is every year on March 8th, and it's basically to commemorate cultural, political, and socioeconomic achievements of women. So rather than just appreciate my everyday singers and performers and stuff, I think it's essential and it is good to also like give the flowers to women who make differences socially and economically and politically in our world. To me, it means boss bitches that actually have broken barriers. The first woman that I think of is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, God rest her soul, because she died not that long ago. She did a lot for the justice system in a time where a lot of people, men, didn't take women serious or didn't want to even give them the time of day. So she's one person that I thought about yesterday. And then myself, hello, I'm a businesswoman.
No, but to me, like yesterday, I thought of my mom a lot. I thought of like in general. I was thinking the last few days, like, what is it about me that I've always been so drawn and attracted to women and powerful
Women.
women? And it goes back to like even when I was like 6 years old, 7 years old, picking my Mortal Kombat character and going for the girl, Sonya Kitana or Melina, or even as young as in Puerto Rico when I was like gravitating towards music. And Vogue was like someone who stuck out to me as like strong, black, beautiful women. And then Olga Tañón, which for my Latinos, I don't know if you
Love
guys
that
know
bitch.
who
Ooh.
she is, but like Olga Tañón was also a early musical influence and someone who I heard her songs and I heard her, just her lyrics and just seeing her perform. And it's like, okay, Mujer de Fuego, which is one of her albums, I think, like, I've always been attracted to these strong women.
Es mentiroso ese hombre, es
Que
mentiroso.
se vaya, que se vaya de mí.
Oh my
No,
God.
but I do have to say also my mom being one of them, like
Yeah.
the first woman who I looked at as like, wow, she is so strong and so doing the damn thing. Like, listen, my mom, not to go into like the history of my mom and dad, but I feel like for the most part, there was points where my mom and dad was together, but my mom was also a single mom at points. Or even when my mom and dad were together, my dad was in the army. My mom held shit down. Like for her to have 5 boys, yes, there's 5 of us, and like from a young age, a young mom, like she did her damn thing. So like I really looked up to my mom, like from a young age, like as a superhero. I really did, and she even through whatever trials and tribulations, she always tried to make shit happen, especially around Christmas, which I think is why I love Christmas so much. Because from a young age, I see my mom always trying to have the whatever best Christmas for. So my mom was
Yeah.
like a big superhero for me, and like that's why I love women. There's like I've always
Yeah.
been attracted to strong, powerful women.
I obviously relate too because, as you know, my mom is an alpha female. My
Oh
mom taught
yes,
me not
I
to take
love her
shit from
mom.
anyone,
Hi
which
mom, if you're watching,
she probably is. She's subscribed.
she
Um,
is.
my mom is a definition of like a go-getter, and she basically broke glass ceilings in a time where women were not really taken serious, especially in law enforcement. Until this day, they're really not taken serious. And I love one thing that I admire the most about my mom is her work ethic. Even after she retired, she still chose to work. And even after she left the force, she's still working in law enforcement. So I feel like I got a lot of that, like that was passed down to me. And as much as women are seen as like submissive and want to be housewives and all this stuff, there's also women out there that bust their ass for other women to be housewives and to have all this freedom to be mothers and stuff. And I feel like if you notice, there's kind of like a big, it's not taboo, but like there's a division between strong, hardworking women and then women that are hardworking mothers and they're stay at home moms. Instead of them complimenting each other and like respecting each other and giving each other props, I feel like one puts down the other. And I don't think it should be like that. Because if it wasn't for strong working women, women at home wouldn't be able to be at home or do what they want to do. Not to be controversial, but it's kind of true. Everyone should just come together when it comes to that.
Yeah. Well, in general, I feel like women in the history of being alive and just like dating back have been pitted against each other.
Yeah.
Um, Also, women have been given, and correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not a woman, but women I feel also have been given like you know just the course of history, like, oh, women are just made to produce and to be a housewife, to
The
be
fuck I'm
seen
not.
and not heard. And it's like, no, this is
No.
again what society
Being a
has
mother
done.
is a job within itself. I wouldn't know yet, but I feel like don't downplay a mother that stays at home and decides to be a stay-at-home mom. That's still a job.
Yeah.
But also, a stay-at-home mom shouldn't knock a working, hardworking alpha female for wanting to be with the boys.
But then big ups to the moms who are also working, busting their ass because they have to. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have no other choice. So we have that as well. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And again, this is why I always view women as like these power women. Just it's not even a thing of me being gay. And I've thought about that too. I'm like, what is it? Why is it that gay men resonate with women a lot? And
We're superheroes.
not yet that, but
We
also
bleed for a week. We carry humans for 9 months. Like, who else can do that? Men swear that they're strong and like brawn and all this bullshit, but yeah, I cannot fathom seeing a man delivering a child. Hello, there are men who freaking faint in a delivery room.
yeah.
So
You know what else it
big
is?
ups to us.
Speaking for from a gay perspective, I think also because women have been marginalized so much, and also I think as a gay man, I could relate to what's the word I'm trying to find, the prejudice and the
Yes.
the struggles that women go through just for being a
Mm-hmm.
woman. Listen, we're very lucky in the United States and blessed. Like, we may say whatever we want to say about the United States, but go to other countries and women have, we see it here kind of. If you live in New York, women have to be covered. They can't show nothing but only their husbands, whatever. So we only see that. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, and everyone should be free. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I think another reason why gay men gravitate towards women like that, it's also because we relate
We
to
resonate. Yeah.
and resonate to, not maybe relate fully, but resonate with being discriminated against. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So that I
Or
was
not
thinking a lot
feeling
about it.
Or not feeling up to par with the big boys. But I agree. And also there have been women, especially like female figures in music, in movies, that have done a lot for the gays or have like uplifted them in ways and inspired them. So
What are
that's
some of the
probably another
some
reason.
artists, celebrities, people out there? It doesn't have to necessarily be a single, whatever, but like public figures that inspired you growing up, or even to now.
I'm gonna be super cliche, but obviously Madonna, with her breaking like barriers. She's not the greatest singer. She's not the greatest performer, but she can bust her ass like putting on a show. She's entertaining. Obviously Britney Spears. Um, when I think of like Cher, Cher's still rocking and it's 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Um, trying to think like in novelas and stuff and like in movies. What do you
Talia
think?
for me
I don't really
in
care
the
about
Spanish,
Thalia
no,
like that.
in the Spanish, so
No, but
in the
she was a
Spanish,
good no. Yeah,
Talia.
she was a good actriz. Um, I don't know. There's so many. I feel like Kylie Minogue too. She overcame cancer. Like that's insane.
Kylie, right? I forgot about
Kylie
that.
Minogue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So many. For me, the same thing. Like it's pretty. The Britneys. It goes dating back to like En Vogue, Olga Young, then TLC. Like I see like my history like of people who I felt obsessively with. Like it was the En
Oh,
Vogue,
Oprah, Whoopi
Oprah,
Goldberg.
Oprah, yeah.
Also in Broadway, obviously Judy Garland. She's a good Judy, and that's why the gays love her. I feel like there have been a lot of females that have made a difference, and even the like
Dolly
lesbians like
Parton.
Rosie O'Donnell.
I
Yes,
love
Dolly
Rosie
Parton.
O'Donnell. I love
Mm-hmm.
Rosie O'Donnell. She definitely has been a force.
Yeah, she
Force.
has. There's just so many I feel, and I feel like the older ones don't get as much credit for the things that they've done as like these young people like Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
and like the influencers,
They
which is
we
great. Kudos to
yeah.
them, but
People think
like
they revolutionized something.
hmm.
I don't know. But
And last but not least, Miss Janet Demeter Joe Jackson.
she's another one
Hmm.
too. Yeah, yeah, she's another one. With me, I went through like I told you, En Vogue, we got Young, then come to the States, Spice Girls, TLC, Britney Spears, Madonna always just like young. Madonna has always been there. Like I remember just being in Puerto Rico and just like watching the news and stuff and how they spoke about Madonna. She's always been controversial and just like, I'm a female, I'm gonna do crazy shit, and if you
Yeah.
don't like it, like I just remember that. I remember how Puerto Rico was in an uproar. I think I said this on the show before. When she was on tour back then, I had to be like it was in the early '90s. I had to be like 5, 6, 7, maybe. And she was on a tour stop in Puerto Rico, and when she had a part where she like rubs whatever between her legs, and she rubbed the Puerto Rican flag in between her legs. Woo, baby, that was all over the Puerto Rican news. I was like this little, but I knew what was going on. I'm like, damn, this bitch is all over, and they're like talking about her like she killed someone. So I've loved women that just like go for it, just like to like push the boundaries. Like I love it. It excites me.
If man could do
A
it, we
little
could do it too.
controversy. But with that said, we did this last year on the Inner Circle podcast during Women's Month, but we doing it again. I know mine's definitely changed a little. Where we picked our top 5 women empowerment videos slash songs. Now we have a full top 10 each of us. We're gonna all both say our top 5. If you want to see our full top 10, make sure to hit up the Inner Circle podcast, our social medias on Instagram to catch our full top 10 women empowerment songs. But we're gonna give you our top 5. So ladies first, Melanie. So let's start off your top 5.
All right, so my number 5 is Britney Spears Stronger because that's Stronger. Hello. That's an anthem that everyone should listen to when they're going through shit. Number 4 is Madonna Jump. I love all Madonna's albums, but Jump is a song that inspires and If you're listening to that shit in the streets of New York City, you feel like you're in the freaking Devil Wears Prada movie. All right. Number 3, Destiny's Child Independent Women Part 1. That was a song from the Charlie's Angels soundtrack, and that song is like forever a bop because it's
Good
true.
morning, angels. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Charlie. All right, number 2. This is a throwback for me, and I got it because of Andy Cohen. He's Diana Ross stan. So Diana Ross, The Boss, because she is the boss, and that is the best song. Like in the 70s and 80s when she came out, that was like the anthem for the gays. And then number 1, obviously, this is a song that was done many covers of, but only one Whitney Houston. I'm Every Woman. I listen to that song every fucking Sunday.
Every
That's
Sunday, wow.
my that's my Hail Mary Hallelujah.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Those are some good ones. My top 5, and again,
I ain't playing because, in the words of Whitney Houston, I ain't playing because I ain't the one. That's what she says in the song.
And to check out Melanie's full top 10, we'll definitely be posting it on our Instagram. So make sure you're following our Instagram, the Inner Circle Podcast. My top 5, starting from number 5, it definitely changed from last year. You've been following us for a full year and have the Inner Circle Podcast knowledge. My number 5 is Jerry Halliwell, Bag It Up. Spice Girl. She was the Ginger Spice. The Ginger. When she went solo, this song is definitely full of girl power. She definitely, when she went on her solo career, she definitely followed that girl anthem power, and I love this song. Men are from Venus and girls are from Mars. Have you heard that song or seen the video?
Vaguely.
Gotta watch it. All right, number 4 for me. Surprisingly, Christina Aguilera, Can't Hold Us Down. This is a power anthem, and to this day, this song, I was listening to it earlier this morning, and I was like, yo, this song still goes hard this day and age. Like,
yeah,
the lyrics, everything, and it's just done great. And it's a bop. It's definitely a bop. So I'll give it up to Christina Aguilera. Can't Hold Us Down hasn't aged because, again, it resonates very well to this day. Number 3, we have Doja Cat. Woman.
Yes.
This song has been stuck in my head. Like, since this came out from her new album, Planet Her, that dropped late last year, it's been like a bop of mine, but I don't know if it's the last few days, that Woman Energy, but it's been a song that's been stuck in my head, and definitely, and I love the lyrics and everything, bringing women together instead of like the pitting against that men mostly do to women, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my number 3. Number 2, Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again. Now, I have to have Britney because, especially with this song, being young, when I was just turned 13, I just loved seeing a badass girl just basically singing, like, I play with your heart, I broke your heart, I
relate to this song.
And there's nothing more hot than seeing a woman be like, yo, turning the tables and like, I fuck you over, bro. So I love that. I love Britney for that, and especially that song. This particular song catapulted me into the Britney fanatic that I am. And number 1, you would thought it was Britney, but no, it is the Queen, because I know how to give my roses, and
yes,
it's none other than Madonna, Human Nature. Now this
I'm not your bitch. Don't hang your shit on me.
Listen, from the video to the song and the lyrics, this song represents what a woman is speaking about in a man's world. So definitely have to have Madonna up there, because this is not the only song. Like, she has a lot of girl power, like real thought provoking songs going for women. So Madonna, you keep doing your thing. So yeah, that's my top 5. But for our full top 10, make sure to check out the Inner Circle Podcast. Our Instagram will be posting our full top 10 list over there. But Melanie, you have a new little fun segment for us.
Yes, we have a new segment where we like to call Meme of the Week. So we obviously are always on our phones. We're always on social media. There's tons, not even tons. There's loads, millions of memes posted every day. And it became like a hobby of mine to go through memes and like save them for the type of day I was feeling and stuff. And I would just read them and laugh, or agree. So there's a meme that I want to elaborate on tonight. So you're ready?
Yes, of course.
All right. So this one, it's set the bar and don't lower that shit. If people don't get it, that's not your problem. I saw this and I thought that is true. Sometimes you have to have your standards higher than what people expect you to have, and you should never lower your standards for anyone or anything because that's not it's you're not supposed to cater to anyone. You're supposed to set healthy boundaries.
Read it
What do you
again for
think?
me. Read it again for me so I could like.
Yes. So it's set the bar and don't lower that shit. If people don't get it, that's not your problem.
I do that, and for me, I could break that down to so many different ways. That could be relationship. That could also be just like as a person. I feel like a lot of times too, like even for myself, I'm afraid to post certain things on social media because it's like, oh, people are gonna think I'm showing off, or people. It is like, no, I'm sorry, I'm living my life and I like to share. Like, why should I lower my boundaries down? That's the way I look at it. But also in relationship. Go ahead.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think in relationships going forward after you leave, when you're in a situation where you are transitioning from leaving one relationship to the next relationship, you know what you want, you have expectations, and you don't want to set the bar lower for the next person. You want to set it up higher because you don't want to be put in that situation again. And I feel that a lot of people, because they are so quick to want to fall in love or be in a relationship, they're quick to set that bar super low because of desperation. Excuse me, desperation, and also, I don't know, like trying to meet people halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it sucks. You shouldn't have to meet
I
people
agree.
halfway
I
because if you do, you're basically losing a sense of yourself.
Yeah, and that too, especially in relationships, I think that like this meme resonates because sometimes people do dumb themselves down or dim their shine just to make the other person feel comfortable, or because the other person's not where you know we're, let's say, hypothetically speaking, we're at. They, we have to dumb ourselves down or dim our shine or dim our greatness to kind of meet them
Or
where they're at,
sacrifice.
or sacrifice. There you go, to meet them where they're at. Where it's like, I mean, no, no, I've been, I mean, I feel like most of us have done that, where we kind of like dimmed our shine a little bit and relate. When if we're talking relationships, I think a lot of us have done that in ways.
Right.
You
I
know,
think we try to give people the benefit of a doubt or just try to act like, oh no, I'll be okay with this. But then later on you realize like, no, I'm really not okay with this. And
Mhm.
it's not fair to you and it's not fair to the next person. So like I said, for this week, I just wanted to elaborate on setting the bar high and not lowering it. It's not about being selfish, it's about being making healthy boundaries.
I mean, true to yourself. Like, what's good? What's good for you if you're lowering yourself for just anyone, whether relationship, whoever, the masses out there on in social media world, like,
So Savannah, hi Savannah. She says a lot of people have a type, so they keep picking the same guys all over again, break the cycle. I agree. I can attest to that. I've been in situations where I pick the same type of guys, or I tend to like be comfortable with the same type of energy around me, and I've realized with age that that's not the way. That's not your if it didn't work before, it's not going to work now or later on.
that's some true
So
tea. That's some true tea from Savannah. It's very true. Sometimes, like, I've even had to be retrospective with myself, and you've kind of pointed it out to me too. I've kind of looking back at other exes and relationships. I've kind of had a type or the same type of, like, I don't know, let's call it formula, whatever, of the people I was getting into
equation.
relationships. Yeah, and it's like I have to sit there and be like, no, like, especially the
Mhm.
last two, three, whatever ones, two ones or whatever, very similar. It's like, Charlie, what are you doing? Like, the universe is showing you like you're getting into something that's very similar to the last one, yet you think it's gonna change because so yeah, yeah, it's very true what Savannah said. People do have a type of want to go for that same thing, and it's like you gotta break that. When you gotta realize it and break it.
Hindsight is 2020, baby.
Oh
All right.
yeah.
Well, next week we'll have another meme of the week, and next we're not gonna have always serious ones. We can always have funny ones or controversial ones. It depends on the week. So I'll bring something funny next week.
All right. Well, um, now before we end it in gratitude, what um what what are some like we have next week a special guest coming that we're very excited about. Badass
Barbie,
girl, Barbie.
Barbie.
She is coming next week, so we're excited about that, announcing that. But let's like what are some of the women like? What is something that you foresee or want change? Like if you could for women and going forward, like something that if you could change or just like progression for women.
Um, for women, I just want females to live unapologetically, and also I know for me, I've been in a journey of self discovery and like realizing patterns, generational patterns, and just mental and communicative patterns that are not conducive to me as a person, and working on those for the better of myself, but also for others around me. And I just wish that women weren't as scared to be labeled like emotional or being labeled
Or
anything
even a
for that
bitch
matter,
when
or
you
even a bitch,
when they
right?
fire back, suddenly Big Talker don't know how to act.
I think that at the end of the day, women shouldn't be scared, and they should use, like, men and women, but more so women shouldn't be afraid to use the tools necessary to better advance themselves spiritually, physically, emotionally. Like, they don't need to. I don't know. I just like, I feel like a lot of women are easily influenced by what they see on social media, what they hear from men. And I think that at the end of the day, you should be doing things for yourself and not for others. And that goes back to the meme. Women tend to, I don't want to say lower their standards, but there are a lot of women who tend to try to give men or their partners the benefit of a doubt, or try to be more lenient in dating. And I think that the same way that guys have these expectations when they're dating, women should have it, and they shouldn't get penalized for it either. If I
Absolutely.
say I don't want to date someone going forward, I want to date someone that makes just as much money as I do, if not more, I shouldn't be called a gold digger. That's
That's
a
true.
standard. That's something that I want. That's a boundary that I'm putting, because I don't want to be in a situation where I am helping someone out or upgrading someone. You get me?
Yeah,
So
no, yeah,
I feel like
absolutely.
women are quick to be labeled for having expectations and boundaries, but it's the new norm for men.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Some men have expectations and some women call them names or can say many things, but at the end of the day, that should stop, and everyone should just be about focusing themselves and bettering themselves.
My thing that I want to see for women in progression going like, I would love to see this all over the world, but most importantly, I guess the United States where I'm living at right now, because it's men making laws for women. I'm tired of fucking men creating laws for women, whether it's no abortion laws or let's. I mean, if we really want to get to the nitty gritty, let's look at Florida, one of the shittiest states, making obscene laws like the one that just passed about gay men. Schools not being allowed to talk about gay, and if like someone's child is gay, that can be talked about. If a teacher like this crazy laws, but let's keep that aside. But I'm tired of lawmakers, which are primarily white men. Men, let's take out the race. Men, period, making laws about women and their bodies. That's something that I would love to see, and I pray to the heavens that changes or progresses because I think that's total bullshit that a man
Yeah.
can sit here and create laws about a woman's body, reproductive system, etc., etc., etc. So that's something that I hope for progression. So, yeah. But let's end it in gratitude here at the Inner Circle Podcast. Um, let's start it off. Ladies first. It's a woman's world today.
That's a song from Cher. It's a woman's world. I love that song. I want to I want to say that I am grateful for women being recognized this month, but women shouldn't be just recognized for a month. They should be recognized all the time. I'm grateful for being a woman, and I am grateful for, I don't know, being living somewhere where I can be myself. Even though there are lawmakers that are trying to dim our shine, at the end of the day, that's not gonna last. So,
Yep. My end of the gratitude is, ironically, women, all women, but especially like all women. Um, you, Melody, I love you. All women who've inspired me, but first and foremost, high up there, my mom and my grandmother. Like, I'm so thankful for
uh,
those two women. Again, ever since I was like little, I looked at, especially my obviously my mom, but like I looked at both my mom and my grandmother like superheroes and strong women, and I appreciate those ladies, and I'm thankful for those ladies, and I wouldn't change any of those ladies if I could. So I'm very thankful to women, but especially my mom and grandmother. Um, but this is it. This is it. This culminates our show. We want to thank all you guys for tuning in, watching. Next week, like we said, we have special guest Barbie joining us, so make sure to tune in. And you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us here on Facebook. You can follow us on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and now iHeartRadio. We're on iHeartRadio too. So it's just up and up. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube because there's exclusive bonus content that you can't see nowhere else. If you're feeling nice, maybe you weren't one of the people that got screwed over by Uncle Sam and those taxes and all that with those checks, those stimulus checks. Maybe you want to feel generous and send us something, for our entertainment, entertaining you. We have our Cash App, our Venmo, the inner circle scrolling right there. We thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next week. We love you.
bye.